Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Print Storage here. And today I have the pleasure of going through the 2025 Subaru Impreza Touring with all of you. Now this is a Canadian model because I'm here in Canada, so lots of people are probably gonna put in the comments, there's no such thing as a Touring trim in the Impreza. This is the second one up above a convenience. It is. Visually, how can you tell that it's a Touring model? You get those blacked out 17-inch alloy wheels. Very, very sharp looking car. This is the smallest vehicle in our lineup. At the front, this is going to be the first Impreza to get LED fog lights, and they're ridiculously bright at night. Obviously, doing it during the day, it's not doing it justice. We've got our LED steering responsive headlights. So they do swivel when you turn to the left headlight's gonna swivel left, turn to the right one's gonna swivel right. Helps you see around corners sooner, which is nice. You can see those moose, those deers, those pedestrians, cyclists that you wouldn't otherwise see in time. We've got that nice hexagonal, not honeycomb grille, but it is a nice design. It does have an overall hexagonal shape to it, which you see in a lot of the Subarus. Now the Touring is powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder Boxer engine, got 152 horsepower. So not a rocket ship, but for a vehicle of this size, it's very peppy. It's a torquey little engine. You get ridiculously good fuel economy. And one of the advantages to the Impreza is that it is all-wheel drive. So tons of people discount cars up here in the north because they don't think that it will work for their lifestyle. The Impreza is fantastic. I've never actually had someone come back with an Impreza. I've been here over 8 years, telling me they weren't able to make it to work because of snow. Fuel door, rear passenger side. When the driver door is locked, the fuel door locks. A pin shoots out of there, locks in the corresponding hole. You know, when you lock it, they can't access it. We've got the new style taillights. Now I really like these taillights. They're the same as the Impreza, and I think it looks very, very sharp on the Impreza with all the black and the red. It pops on this white car. I mean, that rear 3/4 view is my favorite view of the Crosstrek. I think it's probably one of my favorites on the Impreza as well. Reflectors in the lower bumper. Now, to open these, I like to line my finger up with these stars, and I just reach between. There's a little rubber switch. That's how I tell. I get people asking all the time. They go dead center, and it's close, but you're right on the edge of it, so I like to line up with that. Got our backup camera right there. We've got our lights for our plate. And going into the rear, we have far more storage room in this Impreza than people expect. It is tall, it is wide, it is deep. There is plenty of room for sports equipment, hockey gear, luggage, all that stuff that you need to carry with you on a daily basis. Now inside here, we have this little storage compartment. We've got cup and bottle holders on both sides. So you actually have this on the Crosstrek as well. It's just that this false floor sits over top of these, so these are there as well. But yeah, cup/bottle holders for tailgating. We have these hooks. The top ones are grocery bag hooks. The bottom ones, you can get a cargo net accessory that ties them together, in addition to tying into the nice hard mount physical tie downs at the front. So you can use those to secure awkward cargo, or you can get accessories that tie into that. Underneath here, we've got a little bit of storage. Then in the Imprezas, we do get the fix-a-flat system. So the 12-volt pump, the can of goop. We do get a jack, a tire wrench, all the stuff we would normally get and need. And yeah, it's a weight savings thing. And I'm sure from a manufacturing standpoint, a money saving thing. Now, if you need additional storage, these seats can be folded down. This third seatbelt can be undone and it does retract all the way, but we'll see if it wants to cooperate with me today. It does. And you can dramatically increase the amount of storage. Now, I'm not saying that it's so much that people over 6 feet could camp in it or sleep in it, but you probably could make it work. But you can move quite a bit of stuff. Table, chair sets. You could probably fit a washer dryer in there depending upon the overall size of the box or the unit that you're moving. Hatch is easy to close. Coming down here, we have this little button. You can set a PIN code. So you can lock your key in the car, or you can access the car without your key. Very, very handy if you're into hiking, biking, anything where keeping a key with you may result in keys being damaged or lost. Don't want that, so maybe something you want to look into. I do have a video showing how to set a PIN code. I will put that in that video description below. Good looking car overall. I really like the white. I know white's a personal preference, people hit or miss, but interesting fact, white is statistically the safest color to drive. And that stat does include all of the fleet vehicles that are white. So there's a lot of white vehicles on the road. Seats go up one-handed, it's super easy. Like the storage area, there's a lot of room, way more than people expect. Tall people fit, long-legged people fit. You can fit three people comfortably across in the back. We get the upgraded premium cloth in the Touring over the convenience. So you get that little hexagonal pattern in it. It's light and dark gray two-tone, red contrast stitching, latch system, lower anchors and tethers are really easy to access. If you got kids, grandkids, people that need to be clipped in. This is also the first trim level that gets a fold-down armrest with integrated cup holders. Great if there's only 1 or 2 passengers in the rear. And then we have USBs out of the center console, A and C for charging, matte back pocket on the rear of the front passenger seat. And then we have this little mountain motif here. That is designed to be a step. And the step is for if you install crossbars. And the crossbars, see if I can get this, little door flips up and they bolt in. So if you're loading something on here, you're not quite as tall as me, standing on that is a lot better than standing on the tire, because you're not gonna get as much of your foot on the tire as you will that step. And this tire right at the back, way back here, and the crossbars are up here. So you'll probably end up leaning in a precarious situation, potentially increasing the odds of hurting yourself, and Subaru doesn't want that. So that's why they've done this step. Down below, we've got this little black slot, and I get asked about that all the time. That is what this extra side impact crash safety bar, this little silver eye bolt, locks into. And that is designed to stop intrusion into the passenger cab in the event of a side collision, which I hope none of you ever experience. We have our child lock system. The door card is hard touch, dark plastic, but the armrest itself, very, very cushiony, nice soft touch, red contrast stitching. Even where you put your thumb here when you're grabbing the door, semi-soft touch. Our power window switch, and then we do have a little bit of storage down here with a large bottle holder. Easy to use. They're all coming with shark fin antennas now, and actually something that I forgot to show you guys or point out to you guys, talking about that little mountain motif on the kick plate. We have a mountain motif at the back here. It doesn't have an Impreza, but it does have a cross track, and we know those are just lifted Imprezas all the way across. Subaru's really kind of upped their game on the design, the small little touch things. It's really nice. Now, this is the first trim level of the Touring to get your proximity key, your intelligent key, however you want to call it. So it's already running, so it won't work, but all I need to do to lock the doors with the key on my person within 46 inches is touch these lines. I don't know if the mic's picking it up, but it is beeping because I tried to lock it while the vehicle's running. And then to unlock it, all I do, again, within 46 inches, I put my hand in the handle and it unlocks. And you can change the settings to either unlock just the driver or all of the doors, which is nice. The front door card itself, soft touch. Armrest, soft touch. Front 2 windows are one touch autos, so that's up and down, 1 click down, 1 click up. And of course, you do have the regular controls. There's 2 portions to that. Regular power windows for the rear, and we do have window lock if you want to stop people from playing with their windows. Below that, a little bit more storage in the second row and a slightly more easily accessible bottle holder. Now, the front seat is the exact same seating material as the rear. Is that light and dark premium gray cloth, red contrast, same pattern. Seat is height adjustable on a pump system, which is nice. Now, these seats are specially designed by Subaru to reduce fatigue over longer driving distances, so you get less vibration and harshness transmitted from the road and tires through the seat, so that's less vibration into you, which results in less fatigue over longer driving distances. That's a big thing, because falling asleep at the wheel, not a good thing. By the driver's left knee, scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges, dim or brighten it. And of course, the camera's not picking up these LEDs absolutely fantastically, but it is a pretty significant difference, especially at night. Now, the Touring is the first trim level to get the leather wrapped, and you can see contrast stitching, heated steering wheel. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, we have our Bluetooth and audio controls. You can make and take calls, control the volume of the calls and music, access Google Assistant or Siri through wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, source switches from AM to FM to USB to Bluetooth, whatever music source. This toggle here changes our small upper display. Gives us a different piece of info depending what we want to look at. The right-hand side has mostly to do with driving. So we've got adaptive cruise and we have lane centering. Both of those systems use these 3 black boxes, these color stereo eyesight cameras, to look for cyclists, road lines, pedestrians, and other vehicles. Now, these are also responsible for automatic emergency braking, which saves you 10% on your basic insurance here in BC. Absolutely fantastic feature. I hope none of you ever needed to experience it. Or if you did, hopefully it stopped you from hitting something. But it's worth the 10%. It's great. Now, I have cruise on, off, on. So you'll notice that there are 4 bars ahead of that Impreza there. So that's with cruise on, cruise off. You get the bars. So this is for the adaptive cruise. The bars indicate the follow distance behind the vehicle ahead of you that you will follow at if you catch up while using cruise control. 4 bars at 100 kilometers an hour, you will follow at roughly 150 to 180 feet. If you want to follow closer for whatever reason, you tap this down arrow. Each time you tap that, it decreases the follow distance. You will follow closer. To go with that, we have lane centering. So when I turn that on, you get the image of the hands and the steering wheel in the top right there. Those lines are gray right now on either side of the Impreza. Above 60 kilometers an hour, if the cameras can see the road lines, whether that's one side or both, it will illuminate white on whichever side it can see. And then, especially while using cruise, you will get gentle steering input to help keep you centered in your lane. It'll help take you through corners. This is not hands-free. I actually did a video about the newest system in Subaru's Foresters, the 25 Foresters, emergency stop assist. We will probably see that coming in the Imprezas shortly. I'll also link that video in the video description if you want to check that out. But these adaptive cruise and lane centering features are amazing. I'm a huge fan of it. I didn't think I would care for any of it. Big fan. The other thing that you get in the Touring, we get these little nubs on the side mirrors. Here, I'll just put the window down. So this here, you got the exact same thing on the passenger side. Those are your blind spot detection indicators, and they illuminate orange on the corresponding side when someone's in your blind spot or is going to be in your blind spot momentarily. Now, it's not an excuse not to shoulder check, but it's a nice aid. And actually, speaking of shoulder checking, visibility in this car, not bad in the slightest. Of course, it's going to depend how you sit. Are you sitting high, low, all that, and how you like to have the seat position. Now, we do have the 11.6-inch touchscreen infotainment system in this Impreza. This is the first Impreza that gets this. Everything below this, the convenience is 2 7-inch displays. Top portion, we've got things like weather, which is part of your satellite radio trial. We've got widgets, gauges, which you can change. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I changed them all to the same. And what we're listening to. This white button here, that's your 4-way flashers. They just haven't peeled the plastic off it. Main portion, we've got volume and tuning knobs. Still physical, which is nice. So this is kind of a combo of digital and physical, which is nice. Lots of people like that. It's not pure just touchscreen. We've got radio, we've got media, we've got phone, which I think is fairly self-explanatory. Radio is AM, FM, Sirius satellite radio. Media is anything not in the car. USB, Bluetooth, iPod, iPhone connections. Phone hooks up your phone to Bluetooth. Under apps, we've got wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, and then access to the My Subaru connected services. You do get a 3-year trial to those when you buy a new Subaru. With used, it will vary depending on the age of the car. Under car info, we've got things like driving statistics. You can set maintenance reminders. You can turn the display off. You can set valet mode. Auto vehicle hold is a brake holder for construction drive through rush hour traffic. And then we have the ability to turn off traction control, which also turns off traction control there on the dash. Home always takes you home. Below that, home. Yeah, home always takes you home. We can disable auto start stop. It does default on when you shut it off. You do have to look at that little orange A in the middle. Some people don't care for that, but you get used to that. AVH, under the car, vehicle control, driving assistance. You can change how the lane centering works, the warnings, the audibles. Very, very handy. You can hook up to 5 devices in total to the car. Only one can actually be connected with a live connection at all times. So you can have 5 regular phones hooked up. Driving profiles doesn't really do anything in this car. We've got our climate control. It is dual zone, goes up and down in 0.5 degree increments. We've got physical buttons, or we simply touch the screen, click, click. We can drag, we can sync it back to driver controlled, control where we want our airflow being directed. If we want AC on, max AC. Got our fan strength buttons. And if I don't touch this for a little bit, it actually just disappears. So if I make an adjustment to my climate control, I don't have to worry about pressing the red X while I'm driving, which is nice. Below that, 2 USBs, an auxiliary, rubberized device storage area. Very, very handy. It's nice. It is an automatic CVT. I really like the synthetic shifter. Manual mode for the paddles, like I was showing you earlier on the back of the steering wheel. We've got park brake. You pull up to activate. If your foot is not on the brake and you push down, it tells you to depress the brake pedal, foot down, then push off. Very handy. It's not an emergency brake anymore, it's a park brake. Heated seats high and low for both driver and passenger, with the cloth heats up super quickly, which is nice. Got our offset cup holders with drink raisers. So the purpose of these is if you have a short drink, that brings it up, so hopefully you're not just grabbing the top of the lid. And if you have a taller drink, you pull that out, so more of your cup is in here and it's less likely to tip over. We have a 12-volt power point for charging needs. We have a little bit of storage here. It's kind of awkward to access, but you know, throw change, pens, whatever in there. The armrest is soft touch, which I'm a big fan of. And we have a ton of storage in there, way more than you'd expect. Place to run cords out of, but there is no power point in there, which I think is kind of an odd choice. Up top, we've got SOS and roadside assistance, which is part of the My Subaru Connected Services trial. We've got our map lights. We've got vanity mirror. These extend on either side, which is nice. And then they call them access handles. I call them panic handles. You got 4 of them for all the people in the car. So that is a quick look at the 2025 Subaru Impreza Touring in the crystal white pearl. It's powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder boxer engine, 152 horsepower. Very, very good on fuel. Perfect for our winters up here. See lots of these even at some more remote trailheads, hiking. People put bike racks on them. We see them all over the place. Absolutely fantastic little cars to drive. If you have the chance, I do recommend checking one out if you're looking at something in the same class. Thank you for sticking with me and watching my walkthrough of this 25 Subaru Impreza Touring. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. If you guys have any questions about this car behind me, anything you saw in the video, or questions about Subaru in general, please put them in the comments below. I love hearing from you. If you're from British Columbia or willing to make the trip to Northern British Columbia to pick up a car, please reach out to me directly. I would love to help you find your perfect Subaru. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll talk soon.